Hey dear learners, welcome back to e-learning platform of GS College of Commerce, Varda. I am Assistant Professor Rajeshwari Sharma here, and this lecture is for the BCom 6th SEM for the subject Advanced Statistics. Under this subject, we are dealing with our first unit, that is correlation analysis. So, in previous lectures, we have gone through the theories of correlation analysis, and then we have discussed the various types of problem. We have started with the simple problems, and gradually we are increasing the difficulty level of the problem. So today we are going to discuss with the type 4. Okay. So what is the gist of type 4? What is the central theme of type 4? So here coefficient of correlation by two-way table or the bivariate frequency table would be calculated. Okay. So this method is generally used when the number of observation is quite large. Okay. So in order to summarize those observations and grouping them, this method of coefficient of correlation is used. Okay. So we will understand this method with the help of an example. So here what we have been given calculate coefficient of correlation from the following data. We have to calculate coefficient of correlation from this data. Okay. So this is the question. What has been given to us? We have been given age of wife and age of husband. Okay. What we have been given? We have been given two variables. Age of wife and age of husband. Okay. So here we will denote age of wife by X and age of husband by Y. Okay. So here what we have done? We have denoted age of wife by X and age of husband by Y. Okay. Now it's not a thumb rule that you should always go for denoting age of wife by X or age of husband by Y. You can take this way also. Age of wife can be denoted by Y and age of husband can be denoted by X. Okay, so you can do this as well. So here we will consider that age of wife is denoted by Y and age of husband is denoted by X. Okay, so what is there? We have been given the particular age groups. In age of husband, we have been given 15 to 25, 25 to 30, 35 to 45, 45 to 55 and 55 to 65. So this way we have been given different age groups under the age of husband. Under the age of wife as well, you can see we have been given different age group like 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and 50 to 60. Okay. So this way we have been given two variables for calculating the coefficient of correlation. What are those two variables? Age of husbands and age of wives. Data has been given in the group series. Okay. But one more thing that we have been given in this question that we have not been given in the previous question is the frequencies. Okay. In previous question we have been given the data. Okay. But the frequencies were not there. In this question what new thing is there? The new thing or the new point that we have to learn in this problem is the frequencies. Okay. So here we have been given frequencies as well. Like this is the 6. Okay. So what does the 6 denote? It's a frequency. Okay. What does this denote? Like age of wife is 10 to 20. Age of husbands is 15 to 25. So the 6 is denoting those wives whose age are between 10 to 20 are 6 in numbers, and the husbands whose age lie between 15 to 25 are 6 in number. Okay. This 3 is denoting the wife whose age lie between 20 to 30 is 3, and the husbands whose age lie between 15 to 25 is 3. Okay. So this way this frequency are related to both the variables age of husbands and age of wives. That is why this table is known as two-way table or bivariate frequency table. Okay. Why? Because this 6 is representing the wives whose age are lying between 10 to 20 years, and the same number 6 is denoting the husbands whose age is lying between 15 to 25. Okay. So this way different frequencies are denoting the different numbers of husbands and wife who are lying between the particular age group. Okay. Now what is the next thing that we have to do here? Sometimes the total of frequency would be given in the problem and sometimes it would not be given. So here in this problem it is not given. We have to calculate it. How are we going to make the total of frequencies? So see, For the first of all, we are going to calculate the total of frequency for the x variable, that is age of husband. So here the number of husbands lying between the age group of 10 to 20 is 6. Okay. Then the husband lying between the age group of 20 to 30 is 3. For 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and 50 to 60 age group we have nil. Okay. Means there are 0 persons who are lying between this age group. So the total for the husbands who are lying between the age group of 15 to 25 would be 9. Okay, would be 9. Then 25 to 35. Okay, 25 to 35. So here we have 3 and 15. 15 plus 3, 18. So it will be 18. Then 35 to 45. Here we have 11 plus 14 plus 7. So we have to make total of this 11 plus 14 plus 7. So we will get 32. Okay. Then next we have 6 plus 12 plus 3. 12 plus 6, 18. 18 plus 3, 21. So here it will become 21. Then 3 plus 6, 9. Okay. So here we have calculated the number of the husbands who are belonging to different age groups. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate the number of wives who are belonging to different age groups. Okay. So for 10 to 20 it's 6 and 3. So it will become 9. Okay. Then for 20 to 30 age group it's 3, 15 and 11. So 15 and 3 would be 18. 18 and 11 would be 29. So here it will become 29. Then 30 to 40 age group. For 30 to 40 age group we have 11 plus 14 plus 6. So 11 plus 14 would be 11 plus 14 plus 6 would be 31. Okay. So we will write 31 over here. Then for 40 to 50 age group we have 7 plus 12 plus 3. So the total of this would become 22. Okay. Then for the last age group, that is 50 to 60, we have 3 plus 6, that is 9. Okay. Now what we have got? We have got the total number of husbands belonging to different age group. Okay. Like total number of husbands belonging to 15 to 25 is 9. Total number of husbands belonging to the age group of 25 to 35 is 18. Total number of husbands belonging to age group of 35 to 45 is 32. Total number of husbands belonging to age group of 45 to 55 is 21. And total number of husbands belonging to age group of 55 to 65 is again 9. Okay. So this way we have got the total number of husbands belonging to different age group. And here what is given? Total number of wives. Okay. Because Y is representing the total number of wives. So we have 9 wives who are belonging to age group between 10 to 20 years. Then we have 29 wives who are belonging to age group between 20 to 30. Then we have 31 wives who are belonging to age group of 30 to 40. Then we have 22 wives belonging to age group of 40 to 50. And we have 9 wives who are belonging to age group of 50 to 60. Okay. So this way we have got the total number of wives belonging to different age group. Now we have to calculate the total number of husbands and total number of wives, and it should be equal. Means total of this horizontal table and the vertical table should be equal. Okay. So let's do it. 9 plus 18 plus 32 plus 21 plus 9. When we are going to do it, so we are going to get 100. Okay. So n is equals to 100 over here. Then again, if you are going to make the total of this total number of husbands, so it will 9 plus this is the total number of husbands that we have seen. Now if we are going to make the total number of wives, so it will become 9 plus 29 plus 31 plus 22 plus 9. So it would again become 100. Means here we have so here the total vertically and the horizontally total is 100 only. So n is equals to 100 over here. Okay. So this way, this is the question that we have tried to understand, and we have understood why it is called the bivariate frequency table or the two-way table, because this frequency is representing the age of husbands and age of wives as well. Like I have told you that the 6 represent, there are 6 husbands who are belonging to the age group of 50 to 25, and there are 6 wives who are belonging to the age group of 10 to 20. So the 6 is the frequency which are representing both age of husbands and age of wives, and similar is there for all the frequencies. So here, that is why this table is known as two-way table or bivariate frequency table. Okay. Now, whenever we have been given frequencies in the question, so we have to make little bit modification in the formula. Like what is going to be the modification? Generally, when the frequency is not given, so formula for the calculation of coefficient of correlation is what? R is equals to n into summation dx dy minus under bracket summation dx into summation dy upon under root n into summation dx minus summation dx whole square into again under root n into summation dy square minus summation dy whole square. Okay, this is the formula that we use when the frequency is not given, but we have to make little modification in this formula when the frequency is given. What we have to do? We have to multiply the frequency in each and every component, in each and every factor. Like dx dy is there, so we have to consider f dx dy over there. When the frequency is not given, so we used to consider summation dx, but now frequency is given, so we have to consider summation f dx. Okay, when the frequency was not given, so we used to consider summation dy. Now frequency is there, so we have to consider summation f dy. Okay, again under root n into summation dx. Why summation dx? Because earlier frequencies were not given, but now the frequency is given. So what we have to do? We have to write summation f dx minus summation f dx whole square into summation f dy square minus summation f dy whole square. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to multiply each and every component, each and every factor by its frequency. Okay, so it's going to be the modification in the formula, and the formula when the frequencies are given will be R is equals to n into summation f dx dy minus under bracket summation f dx into summation f dy upon under root summation n into summation f dx minus summation f dx whole square into again under root n into summation f dy minus summation f dy whole square. So in case frequencies are given in the problem, this is going to be our formula. Okay, so you don't need to ratify it. What you have to do, you just have to multiply each and every factor, each and every component by the frequency, and the formula for this would be ready for you. Okay, so here we have understood how the question needs to be interpreted. Okay, now we will see the solution of this problem. So let's begin with it. So in this type as well, the first step in solution, first step to solve the problem is the formulation of preparation chart. Okay, so here the preparation chart is formulated this way. You can see it here. How to formulate it is the question. So first of all, what you will do, you will see how many items has been given, means how many rows and columns have been given in the problem. Like if you have seen that there are 6 rows and columns which are given in the problem. So what you will do, you will make a table of 6 by 6. Means you will make 6 rows, like here I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you will make the 6 columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this way you have to make a table of 6 by 6. Then what we have to do, we have to actually add 4 columns columns, four columns above the preparation table and 3 columns below the preparation table, and 4 columns on the left side of the preparation table and the 3 columns in the right side of the preparation table. That's what we have to do, and that is how we have to prepare the preparation table. Okay, so now what we have to do now, we have to put the information from the question that has been given in the question. So in question, what we had been given? We had been given the age of husbands and the age of wife. We have considered age of husbands as X, so I have put it here. We have considered the age of wives as Y, so we have put it here. Okay, and what we have been given along with the age of husbands and age of wives, we have been given the frequencies. Okay, so we have put the frequencies respectively in the preparation table. Now I have told you, whenever we have been given group data, so for calculating the coefficient of correlation, for moving further in the process of calculation of coefficient of correlation, what we have to do, we have to calculate the midpoint. So let's do it with the X series, that means the age of husband. So first age group is 15 to 25. Okay, 15 to 25. So how we are going to calculate the mid value for the 15 to 25? Lower value plus upper value divided by 2. That means 15 plus 25 divided by 2. So it will come to 20. Okay. Then 25 plus 35 divided by 2. It will come to 30. Then 35 plus 45 divided by 2. It will come to 40. Then 45 plus 55 divided by 2. It will come to 50. 55 plus 65 divided by 2. It will come to 60. Okay. This way we have calculated the mid value. Now what we have to calculate? We have to calculate dx. What is mean by dx? Dx means the deviation from the X series. How do we calculate it? We have to take the smallest number from the series as the assumed mean. So what is the smallest number over here? 20. We will consider 20 as our assumed mean, and then we will apply the formula of calculating dx, that is x minus a. X means this item and a means assumed mean. So first item is 20 and assumed mean is also 20. So 20 minus 20 would be 0. Okay, then 30 minus 20 would be 10. 40 minus 20 would be 20. 50 minus 20 would be 30 and 60 minus 20 would be 40. So this way we have calculated dx as well. Then what is the next step? Next step is calculation of I. What is I? I refers to the difference between the class interval. I is equals to upper limit of the class minus lower limit of the class. Like when the age group is there between the 15 to 25, means class interval is there of 15 to 25. So upper limit would be 25, lower limit would be 15. So I would remain 10. Okay. So how this is used? For calculating the I, we use a formula. Okay. That is dx upon I. Okay. Dx upon I. So here what is the dx? 0. What is the I? 10. 0 upon 10? 0. Then 10 upon 10? 1. 20 upon 10? 2. 30 upon 10? 3. 40 upon 10? 4. So this way we have calculated this row also. Now what we have to do? We have to do the same thing with Y series as well. Okay. In Y series, first of all, we have been given age, okay, in group data. So what we have to do? We have to calculate the mid value. How do we calculate mid value? Upper value plus lower value plus upper value divided by 2. So 10 plus 20 divided by 2 would be equals to 15. 20 plus 30 divided by 2 would be equals to 25. 30 plus 40 divided by 2 would be equals to 35. 40 plus 50 divided by 2 would be equals to 45. 50 plus 60 divided by 2 would be equals to 55. So this way we have calculated the middle value. Okay. And one more thing is there. If the difference between the middle value class interval is the constant, so middle value will also move in the same progression. Like the difference between the class interval is 10 over here. So for the first class interval, the middle value is 15. Then it is increasing by 10 only. 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. Why? Because the difference between class interval is 10 only. In X series, you can determine the same pattern. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate dy. How do we calculate dy? We have to take the smallest number as the assumed mean. What is the smallest number over here? 15. Okay. Then what we have to do? We have to apply the formula. That is y minus assumed mean. So what is the value of y? 15. What is the value of assumed mean? 15. 15 minus 15, 0. 25 minus 15, 10. 35 minus 15, 20. 45 minus 15, 30. 55 minus 15, 40. Okay. So this way we have calculated dy. Now again we have to calculate I. What is I? I is the difference between upper limit minus lower limit. So what is the upper limit in first class? 20. What is the lower limit? 10. What is the value of I? 10. Okay, so here we have got the value of I as 10. How do we calculate value of I over here? Dy divided by I. What is the value of dy? What is the value of dy in first class interval? 0. What is the value of I? 10. 0 divided by 10, 0. What is the value of dy in the second class interval? 10. Okay. What is the value of I? 10. So 10 divided by 10 would be equals to 1. So here we will write 1. What is the value of dy? 20. What is the value of I? 10. 20 divided by 10, 2. In the same way, 30 divided by 10, 3. 40 divided by 10, 4. So this way we have calculated the value of I as well. Value of I column as well. Now what is the next thing that we have to do? Now we have to calculate f dx, square and f dx dy. Then we have to calculate f dy square and f dx dy. Okay. So how are we going to calculate f dx? F dx means frequency into dx. Okay. So what is the frequency? What is the total of frequency? 9. Okay. We will consider the total over here. Total of frequency 9. What is the value of dx? So we will consider this column I. Okay. For the considering the value of dx, we will consider this column of I. So here frequency is 9. Value of dx is 0. 9 into 0, 0. Then 29 into 1, 29. 31 into 2, 62. 22 into 3, 66. And 9 into 4, 36. Okay. So this way we have computed the values to be put under FDX column. Then what we have to do? We have to calculate FDX square. Values to be put under FDX square column. So here FDX square refers to F into dx square. Okay. So here you cannot put the square of FDX directly. Like in earlier problems, when we had to find out the dx square, so what we used to do? Dx into dx. But here, when we have been asked to find the value of FDX square, so we cannot directly do FDX into FDX. Because this FDX square refers to F into dx square. Okay. So how we are going to calculate it? So it will be calculated by taking into consideration F dx into dx. So here we have the values of FDX column. We have to multiply it by dx. Okay, so we are going to take this I as dx column at every place. So 0 into 0, 0. 29 into 1, 29. Then 62 into 2, 62 into 2, 124. 66 into 3, 66 into 3, 198. Then 36 into 4, 36 into 4. It will come to 144. Okay. This way we have calculated FDX and FDX square. We will calculate this FDX dy later. Okay. Firstly, we will calculate FDY and FDY square. How we will calculate it? FDY means frequency into dy. Okay, so this I column would be considered as dy and total of frequency would be considered. So 9 into 0, 9, 29 into 1, 29, 32 into 2, 64, 21 into 3, 63, and 9 into 4, 36. Okay, so this way we have calculated fdy. Then fdy square. So again it would be f into dy square. How we are going to calculate it? It would be f dy into dy. Okay, f dy into dy. So f dy is 9, dy is 0. 9 into 0, 9 into 0, it would be 9 into 0, it would be 0. Okay, 9 into 0, it would be 0. Then 29 into 1, it would be 1. 29 into 1, it would be 29. Then 32 into 2, it would be 64 into 2, 64 into 2, it would be 128. Then 63 into 3, 63 into 3, it would be 189. Then 36 into 4, it would be 144. Okay, so this way we have calculated fdy square as well. Now what is the next step? Next step is we have to calculate the value of f dx dy. F dx dy refers to frequency into dx into dy. Okay, so what is the frequency? Frequencies are given here. What is the value of dx? We are considering I column as dx, and in case of phi series we are considering I column as dy. So when the frequency is 6, how do we calculate f dx dy? So it would be 0 into 0 into 6. Okay, 0 into 0 into 6. So it would come to 0. So we will write 0 over here. In case of 3, f dx is 0, f dy is 1. Okay, dx is 0, dy is 1. 0 into 1, 0. And into 3, so 0 into 1 into 3. So it will again become 0. Okay, here the frequency is not given, means the frequency is 0. And if we are going to make multiplication of 0 by any number, so it would come to 0. That is why when the frequency is 0, we are not going to make the calculation. Then here 3 is given. Okay, 3 is given as frequency. So what we have to do, f into dx into dy. Dx is 1, dy is 0, and frequency is 3. So 1 into 0 into 3. Again it would come to 0. Okay, then here for the when the frequency is 15, dx is 1, dy is also 1, and frequency is 50. So 1 into 1 into 15. So it would become 15. In case of 11, dx is 1, dy is 2, 1 into 2 into 1 into 2 into 11. Okay, so it would come to 22. 11 to the 22. Okay, so we will write 22 over here. Then again here the frequencies are 0, so we don't have to make calculation. Then here the frequency is given, that is 11. Okay, what we have to do, dx f into dx into dy. Dx is 2 over here, dy is also 2 over here, and frequency is 11 over here. Dx is 2 over here, dy is dx is 2 over here, dy is 1 over here, and frequency is 11. Okay, so 2 into 1 into 11 means 11 into 2. So it would be 22. Okay, then 14 is there, frequency is 14 over there, and we have dx 2, dy 2, and frequency 14. So 2 into 2 into 14. So it would come to 2 into 2 into 14. So it would come to 56. So we will write 56 over here. Okay, 56 over here. Then when the frequency is 6, dx is 2. Okay, dy is 3. 2 into 3, 6. and 6 6 are 36. So it will become 36. Okay. When the frequency is 7, so dx is 3. dy is also, dx is 3. dy is 2. So 3 into 2 into 7. 3 into 2 into 7. So it would come to 42. Okay. So we will write 42 over here. Then in case of 12, when the frequency is 12, so dx is 3, dy is also 3 and frequency is 12. So it would 3 into 3 into 12. So 3 into 3 into 12 would become 108. So we will write 108 over here. Then in case of 3, okay, when the frequency is 3, so dx is 3, dy is 4 and frequency is 3. So 3 into 4 into 3, it would come to 3 into 4 into 3. It would come to 36. Okay. 3 into 4 into 3, it would come to 36. So we will write 36 over here. Okay. Then what is left? 3 is left when the frequency is 3. So how f dx dy would be calculated? Dx is 4. Okay. Dy is 3 and frequency is 3. So 4 into 3 into 3. So 4 into 3 into 3 would become 36. So again we are going to write 36 over here. Then in case of 6, dx is 4, dy is also 4 and frequency is 6. So 4 into 4 into 6. 4 into 4 into 6. So it would become 96. Okay. It would become 96. So we will write 96 over here. So what we have done? We have written the value of f dx dy in the different columns of frequency, different positions of frequency. Now what is the next step? We have to make vertical total of it and horizontal total of it. So 0 plus 0, 0. Then we have 0 plus 15 plus 22. So 15 plus 22. It would come to 37. Okay. Then 22 plus 56 plus 42. 22 plus 56 plus 42. It would come to 120. Then 36 plus 108 plus 36. 36 plus 108 plus 36. It would be 180. Okay. 36 plus 108 plus 36. Then 36 plus 96. 36 plus 96. So it would come to 132. Okay. Then we have to make the vertical total. So 0 plus 0, 0. Then 15 plus 22. 15 plus 22. It would come to 37. Then 22 plus 56 plus 36. 22 plus 56 plus 36. It would become 114. Then 42 plus 108 plus 36. 42 plus 108 plus 36. It would come to 32 plus 108 plus 36. It would come to 176. Okay. It would 32 plus, sorry, 42. 42 is there. 42 plus 108 plus 36. So it would come to 186. Okay. Then 36 plus 96. So 36 plus 96 would be 132. So this way we have calculated summation dx dy. Now what is the next step? We have to calculate summation f dx. Summation f dx means total of all these variables. Okay, total of all these variables. 29 plus 64 plus 63 plus 36. It would come to 192. Okay, it would come to 192. Summation f dy would be equals to 192. Then summation f dy square. We have to make addition of all these numbers. That is 29 plus 128 plus 189 plus 144. It will come to 490. Okay. So here we will write summation f dy square is equals to 490. Then summation f dx dy. So 37 plus 120 plus 180 plus 132. It will come to 469. Okay. So summation f dx dy is equals to 469. Now we have to calculate summation f dx. For calculating summation f dx, we have to make addition of all these items. That is 29 plus 62 plus 66 plus 36. So it would come to 193. So summation f dx would be 193. Okay. Then we have to calculate summation f dx square. So for this we have to make addition of all this number. That is 29 plus 124 plus 198 plus 144. So it would come to 495. So summation f dx square would be equals to 495. Okay. Then we have to calculate summation f dx dy. So it would be 37 plus 114 plus 186 plus 132. So it will come to 469. Summation f dx dy is equals to 469. So in case of x variable and y variable, summation f dx dy should be equal. Here, do we have equal summation f dx dy in case of x variable and y variable? So yes, in case of x variable, we have summation 469 and in case of y variable as well, we have summation 469. So here we are done with the half problem. Okay. Now we are done with the preparation chart, and if this value is equal, so it shows that your preparation chart is correct. Now what is the next step? Next step is to put the values into the formula. What is the formula? So formula is R is equals to summation Fn into summation f dx dy into under bracket summation f dx into summation f dy upon under root n into summation f dx square minus summation f dx whole square into under root n into summation f dy square minus summation f dy whole square. So here we are done with the formula. Now what we have to do? We have to put the values into the formula. So n. What is n? Total of these frequencies would be n. So what is the total of the frequencies of both the series? It's 100. Okay. So n would be 100 because n represent number of items, and here in both the series how many number of items are there? 100, and that is why n would be 100. Then summation f dx dy. So what is the value of summation f dx dy? 469. So we would write 469 into under bracket summation f dx. What is the value of summation f dx? So it is 193. We will write 193 into what is the value of summation f dy? 192. So we will write 192. Okay. Then under root n into 100 into summation f dx square. What is the value of summation f dx square? It's 495. So we will write 495 minus summation f dx whole square. So guys, don't make mistake here. Don't put the value of summation f dx square. What we have to do? We have to put the value of summation f dx and then we will have to make the square of it. What is the value of summation f dx? 193. So we will write square of 193. Okay. Then into another under root. What is the value of n? 100. What is the value of summation f dy? It's 490. F dy square, it's 490. Okay. Then minus summation f dy whole square. What is the value of summation f dy? 192. So square of 192. Now 100 into 469. it would become 46,900 minus 46,900 minus 193 into 192, 193 into 192. It would come to 37,056. Okay, 37,056. 37,056 upon under root 100 into 495, 49,500 minus 193, square of 193, 193 into 193. It would be 37,249, 37,249 into another under root 49,000 minus 192 square. 192 square would be 36,864. 36,864. Okay. So 46,900 minus 46,900 minus 37,056 would be equals to 9,844. Okay. And under root 49,500 minus 37,249 would be equals to 12,251 into another under root 49,000 minus 36,864 would be equals to 12,136. Okay, then 9,844 upon, we have to calculate the value of under root 12,251. 12,251 under root would be 110.6842. 6842 into, we have to calculate the value of under root 12,136. So what we will do? We will put 12,136 on calculator and press the button of under root. So we will get the value of 12,136. So it will come to 12,136. Okay, 12,136 under root. It would come to 110.1635. 1635. Okay, 12,136 under root 110.1635. So 9,844 divided by 110.6842 into 110.1635. It would come to 12,193.3589. 3589. So 9,844 divided by 12,193.3589 would be equals to 0.8073. Okay, so approximately it would become 0.81. So value of R would be 0.81. So here what is the value of coefficient of correlation? 0.81. So it indicates that there is strong positive correlation between the age of husbands and age of wives. So this way here we are done with the problem of bivariate frequency distribution table. We have calculated the coefficient of correlation by using Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation method in the bivariate frequency distribution table. So in next lecture we are going to meet with a new problem under the same chapter. Till then you keep going through the problem. In case you have any doubt, so please contact me. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video lectures.